Hey guys, so today's video is a little bit funny and a little bit serious. We always hear as moms that nobody can respect us if we don't respect ourselves and yada yada yada, and what does that really look like, right? Well, this year I have kind of decided to have a little bit more self-respect. It sounds so sad, but you know, this is what happens when you've been a mom for 9 or 10 years. You don't even realize some of the things that you're doing that are just like screaming that we don't take care of ourselves. So I decided to have a little bit more self-respect and a little bit more self-care, and as I've been processing what that's going to look like in my life, I've come up with a few different things that are kind of funny and kind of serious that I do that are just bad habits that I need to stop. It's nobody else's fault but my own. These are not my kids' fault. These are things that, you know, maybe I haven't stopped and recognized that my kids are not 3 years old anymore and I can put more responsibility on them. And so I've got 10 different things I need to stop doing, and I would love to hear in the comments below if you come up, maybe I'll jog your memory a little bit while I'm going through my list. I would love to know, what things do you need to stop doing? What are these old habits that you've formed over the years that you're recognizing are just ridiculous? First things first, I need to stop walking away from whatever I'm doing and running into my kids every time they say my name. It is much easier most often for them to come to me, but every time that they're in the middle of a puzzle and they go, "Mommy!" I drop the dishes, I drop whatever I'm doing, and I get up and I go. And sometimes it's like, why did I just walk across the house? Like, they could have just easily come to me calmly, but I need to stop doing that. It's just a gut reaction as a mom. You just go when they shout your name, but most often it's not an emergency. But I do know what an emergency mommy sounds like, so I can just go ahead and nip that one in the bud. I need to stop that. It's not their fault, it's mine. I need to cut that out. I need to stop doing everybody's laundry except for mine. I fold the kids' clothes, or I don't necessarily fold it, but I wash, dry, lay out all the kids' clothes for them to put away nicely. I do all the sheets and towels. I do John's clothes. I don't do my own. Mine most often end up in a basket thrown off in my room that I'm constantly digging through, always losing stuff, mixing up my clean and dirty clothes again and again. It's just because by the time I get to mine, I lose motivation and I'm tired. But seriously, like, Abby, you need to respect yourself and do your own laundry. You'll be a happier mom. I need to stop accepting minimal effort from my kids, my older kids at least. And it's not their fault. It's not that they are wanting to put forth minimal effort. It's just that I haven't necessarily raised the expectations since they were like 3 and 4, and now they're 6 and 8, almost 7 and 9. So I need to, for example, this is the one that's always getting at me lately, that since I've recognized that I do this, I'm like, I need to stop. They, of course, after each meal have to clear their place settings. Well, that has always looked like picking up their plate, dumping it, what needs to be dumped into the trash, putting it in the sink. And then I come behind them and I'm cleaning up all the table and all underneath their chair. I need to stop accepting just putting their plate in the sink and the minimal effort that that is. I need to have them actually clear their whole place setting. Or if I say, you know, it's time to pick up your room, I need to expect them to clean up all of the things in the room, not just make their beds and put the big toys away. So I need to stop expecting minimal effort. I need to start encouraging them toward putting in a bigger effort since they're bigger kids now. I need to stop cooking for everyone else and forgetting to eat myself. I know it sounds so sad. I'm sure most of you have done this before too, but most often I forget breakfast because I'm busy cooking it, or maybe I'll like taste something while I'm cooking dinner, and then by the time I put it out for the kids, my husband works really late, so oftentimes I don't sit down with them for dinner. But because I've tasted something, or because I've put forth an effort to cook it, I totally forget to eat a meal, and that happens a lot. I'm on autopilot, I forget to eat. I feel terrible though when I miss breakfast, and it's not that I intentionally miss it, it's just that I'm busy, and then I'm like, wait, oh, I feel this way because I didn't eat 5 hours ago. So I need to stop cooking for everyone and forgetting to eat my meal. One of the things that I do a lot right now that I'm just starting to recognize is I compromise a lot. And the only reason that my kids ask me to is because I do it all the time. And so it's not even like they're like, oh, I'm gonna get mom to change her mind, but most often my yeses don't mean yes and my no's don't mean no. So for example, we have water with breakfast, water with lunch, and then on occasion they'll have chocolate milk with dinner. It's not like it's an everyday thing, but if I say, you know, it's breakfast, here, grab your water, and then they say, well, we want chocolate milk, and I'll say, no, I said we're having water. and then somebody else says, please, can I have chocolate? Please, mommy, please, you know. Then I'll be like, well, fine, have your water and then you can have a chocolate milk after. No, Abby, you said chocolate milk at dinner. Don't compromise and figure out a loophole to have chocolate milk at breakfast. Everybody doesn't always have to win. It doesn't have to be both ways all the time. Come on, girl, get it together. I need to stop setting them outside and then not going outside and staying in and working on things. I need to go outside with them. It's as good for me as it is for them to breathe in some fresh air and to just kind of sit in nature. And so often I send them outside to the backyard and I'm like, well, I have a kitchen window, I can stand at the sink and do the dishes, but I want to be outside with them. So I need to kind of let myself off the hook and put some tasks on the back burner, and I need to go outside with them and I need to enjoy that time with them. I'm homeschooling all day, they're sitting in school all day. We both need that break. It's healthy for everyone. I don't need to just constantly be focused on the tasks. Speaking of, my desire for a clean house all the time is always, always stronger than my desire for my kids to learn natural consequences. So we have a dog and he chews things, or he goes in their rooms and lays on their floor and then the room smells like dog. And if they leave their bedroom doors open, for example, that's one of the things that we don't do. We keep the doors shut so that we kind of have like a clean, streamlined looking house and calm environment for our school days, because their bedrooms have toys and if the doors are open and we see all the clutter. So one of the main things we do when we start school is I say, everyone go shut their doors, or when we leave the house, everyone go shut their doors. And mostly, you know, I'll go behind them and shut them if they don't do it, and it's because I don't want to have to vacuum their carpet because it smells like a dog, or I don't want to have to pick up pieces of a toy he chewed up, for example, you know. But I've also never allowed that to happen so that they understand this is why we shut doors. Like, my desire for this like clean house all the time outweighs my desire for them to learn and to have some disappointment, so that they learn, oh, this is why we have these rules. So I need to cut that out. I really need to stop forgetting to clean out the fridge before I grocery shop. That's like, seriously, should be my #1 on my list. I always forget that. I come home from the grocery store and then I have to clean out the fridge and get rid of whatever has gone bad, and oh, that is such a bummer after you get home, unload the groceries from the car, get everything organized on the counter, and then you can't put it away. I need to stop. I also, speaking of the grocery store, need to stop forgetting to buy hand soap, because I always forget to buy hand soap and I'm constantly like having to run back out for hand soap every time we run out. In all seriousness, I really need to stop throwing the day away just because we get a little bit off schedule. This is like probably my worst habit right now. If by 10 a.m. we're off schedule, there's already been whining, there's already been arguing, I already feel like I've dropped the ball as a mom. I'm like, well, tomorrow's a new day. I don't really know how to recover a day, so I really need to work on just moving forward without getting caught up in like, the day didn't go perfect. And I also seriously need to stop obsessing over equal portion sizes and the same rewards for every situation. Like, my poor kids, they don't even really care. They used to not care that much if one cookie had 3 M&Ms and one cookie had 4 M&Ms, but like, because I've always just been so type A and I'm always like making sure things look pleasing and even, they're starting to pick up on that. So now they're starting to notice if things aren't even. So I need to cut that out right now. So let me know. I know these are kind of all over the place and some of them are very personal to my family and the way that I run my house, and you guys probably have your own things based on how you run your household, but I would love to know, what sort of bad habits have you developed that you're just noticing you need to cut out? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys